Alright folks, it's turn 33, and this has already been a fantastic turn. I haven't actually played anything, but look at this. There was a battle in Fo Moria. Fo Moria saw me coming and decided to sally out. So here's my huge blob of troops. And over on this side is the Fomorian defensive army. They've got a pretty significant gang of Nemedian warriors back here with a bunch of Firbolg druids. They have a Firbolg champion and a Fomorian champion, a bunch of Fomorian militia, slingers, Firbolg warriors, and in the front, more Nemedians and Firbolg warriors with a couple of Nemedian sorceresses with a bunch of death gems, and Fomorian kings. Now here's the crucial thing, of course. None of these guys have any poison resistance, except possibly Cezarn is casting poison resist on people. But let's see what happens. They start throwing Shadow Blasts. Shadow Blast is a great way to wipe out Loboguard because its MR negates and Loboguard's magic resistance is terrible, so watch what happens here. Well, okay, that one missed, but watch. Boom! Huge numbers just annihilated. Now, we have got Poison Resistance 10 all over the shop, especially in the middle here. And we've got some Water Elementals coming out. The Kidneys, it looks like, did not get hit by the Poison Resistance, because they got pushed to the outside of the group, so that's unfortunate. Everyone starts moving forward. More Shadow Blasts coming in. Lightning Bolts. We're dropping some Strength of Giants. More Poison Wards. Just to help people stay around. He's been casting Flight on his Nemedian warriors, which isn't a bad call, but they're gonna get caught up in all the units back here as opposed to being able to hit the mages, who are all blobbed up in the center, like 100% blobbed up in the center. So, Shadow Blast coming in, causing lots and lots of damage. We've got a couple swarms, and there's the Foul Vapors. So at this point, everyone who doesn't have the poison resistance is boned. And that means all the Fomorians plus a large number of my troops. The poison damage is going to start to stack up pretty quick. So, we fast forward a little bit. There's fighting in the front lines. My huge numbers of chaff shit troops are wiping out the elves slowly. The Nemedian warriors are also suffering a little bit of friendly fire. We've got a lot of swarm back here kind of distracting the enemy mages. And you can see the poison damage has already built up to the point that the Nemedians are dead. They're going to die. And the Firbolg druids back here, mostly also dead. The only ones who aren't so far dead of poison damage are the ones who got lucky with their rolls, and the Fomorian kings. Actually, it looks like one of the Fomorian kings is dead. What happened there? Because there were two, weren't there? Nope, there are two Fomorian kings still alive. So he was throwing Shadow Blast, took 12 points of poison damage right there. And he was casting... Oh, he was hit with Water Elementals. And he was repelling a lot, and he had Mist Form up. So where is he? Because he's still alive. He must be up front somewhere. Oh, there he is. Oh, and he's paralyzed. Ooh. Tough luck, friend. He's distracting all the Water Elementals, but his Mist Form has now gone down. So, oh no, his Mist Form is still up. So he's doing okay. My mages have gone off script of just spamming random damage spells, but the Foul Vapors is racking up that poison damage. Not on this guy, interestingly. But Bristle has a lot of it. The Nemedian sorceresses have it. Well, not that one. So it's being effective. It hasn't wiped the enemy army out yet, but given time it will. And of course, I have a million Water Elementals active now. And the Water Elementals surge forward and start Water Elemental punching the skeletons. So, it's a long, slow fight. It takes a long time, but the Water Elementals and the poison damage together win it for me. So, almost all of my troops are destroyed. My mages stay. A number of my mages actually do rout, but they don't really manage to get off the field before we are victorious, having destroyed the Fomorian defenders. So, the Fomorian army that sallied was quite small, but very powerful. Firbolg druids, not very powerful, but 6 of them killed. Both Fomorian kings killed. That's almost 1,000 gold by itself. Both Nemedian sorceresses killed, and almost all of the Nemedian warriors. On my side, I lost hundreds of units, but mostly they were Loboguard. These 200 Loboguard cost less than, well, these 200 Loboguard cost slightly over 1,000 gold, so they cost about the same as these two Fomorian kings. And beyond that, I lost some Slave Guardians, Slave Troopers. I lost 3 Slave Mages. Those were my only significant losses. 1 Slave Mage retreated, 66 units retreated, and overall we have successfully taken Fo Moria, and I don't think there's much defending it because this is 500 wall integrity in this fort, right? Well, we did lightly damage the walls. If we look at that message. Not that one. Walls are lightly damaged, which means they have a lot less than 50 siege defense in there. So we're moving up mages, carrying some of these troops that retreated. I'm actually going to cycle back some of my other commanders real quick. Give him to that guy. You can have that. Hulud is going to cycle back. And Yad Tadag is actually going to cycle back just to make sure that I can pick up all the troops that I possibly can. Over here, I don't have any gold, but I'm spending all of my gold churning out a whole bunch more Lobo Guard who will be coming forward. Unfortunately, that will take time. So, we do have an army, a significant army of Furbolg warriors right there that we're going to have to deal with. It looks like the Fomorian army in Niefelheim has either been defeated or has run. There was no battle in Great Woods, so I don't know where it's gone. There's no troops here, and they're cut off by Niefelheim and Agartha if they want to try and come back. So I think this army can hold without being at serious risk of a counterattack. However, what I am going to do is we can't cast the Foul Vapors again, but we can definitely cast Water Elementals. So you can have some gems. Not you, you're a communion slave, if I recall correctly. You can have some gems. We're going to take the water gems away from the people who aren't using them. Hulud, why aren't you using water gems? And distribute them to, because you're a communion slave. Yes, good. So, this is why you always put a few extra gems on people you don't expect to use them. And we're going to distribute gems to communion masters, who will use them to summon more water elementals. So we've got almost no troops left. Like, we lost huge numbers of troops in that fight. But that's okay. They exist to die. We'll put our troops forward like this. We will spread our communion mages out a little bit so that they don't get blasted to absolute death. Like that Shadow Blast otherwise would have done. The Shadow Blast was an excellent counter. Good idea, good thought. It just wasn't enough to beat the sheer masses of troops, water elementals, and the Foul Vapors. The Foul Vapors doesn't visibly do a whole lot of damage, but it actually did do quite a bit of damage. In the sense that it basically it wore down and did HP damage to the very elite enemy units. You can see here they were spamming a lot of skeletons. Those Nemedian sorceresses and the one Fomorian king were the ones spamming the undead and killing them with poison. I don't think we ever really reached the Nemedian sorceresses before they died of poison. That was the main contributor of Foul Vapors in that battle. So you can just spam... spam Mind Burn. And you can actually drop a couple of water elementals. And then Mind Burn, I guess. Or Paralyze, actually. Paralyze is an excellent anti-super combatant spell, as we just saw. You're a slave, you're throwing Paralyze. You should actually be throwing water elementals. Communion Master, summon Earth Power. We don't need Strength of Giants, so you can instead just spam Paralyze as well. Sailor's Death actually would not be a bad one either, so why don't you spam Sailor's Death? You're dropping anti-magic. You need more pearls. So you can have those 4 pearls. Anti-magic and then Sailor's Death from you as well. You can drop... Let's do Paralyze with you. And I'm actually going to save that Paralyze script. You are a communion slave. So you can give those to... where was that guy that I just saw who I know was not a communion slave? Ugh, so frustrating sometimes. Yarni Zai, you can have his water gems. You're summoning water elementals, have power of the spheres going on. I'll tell you what, you can be a communion master and summon water elementals, because how many slaves do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's fine. And mostly they're spamming fairly low fatigue spells. So yeah, you can summon water elementals, and then you can give your gems to... Uluk Beg. Give your gems to Uluk Beg. There you go. Alright. Great, and he's casting Power of the Spheres, and then some water elementals, so that'll be fine. So we'll have a number of water elementals. If they try to attack me, we'll gather up a few more troops in time to stop them, and spam water elementals to overcome whatever tries to attack us. We'll also get anti-magic up, and anti-magic should give our troops a little bit of resistance to those shadow blasts. These kidneys, actually, I guess with the kidney, I don't have many of them left is the thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And... actually, this is a situation where the Mind Lord teleport could be very useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we can reach them from here. So, Orly is summoning Clayman, because he can do that very effectively. Turkul. Thought I had a second hammer. You're forging a crystal coin. I don't really actually want you to forge a crystal coin right now. I want you to research for the moment. Give that hammer to Turkul, and Turkul can get back to spitting out amulets of the fish. So, in terms of amulets of the fish, speaking of them, I have 2. I'll forge a 3rd, and then if necessary, I could teleport 3 Mind Lords onto Fomoria. I have all your troops that belong to us, I have Rafflecopter, and I have O'Reilly, and they can all teleport up here to help spam more water elementals if this army comes and rushes over to try and save Fomoria. We will just hold them under siege for now, and it shouldn't be too hard, to be honest. I don't know why Ican Has Brains isn't, like accomplishing the thing. Maybe I'll have him investigate? I feel like it needs a high-level water mage is why I'm doing this, and he can still teleport to Fomoria from here, if necessary. So we've got that. We've got Shoggoth Pshaw, the slave mage, coming over with a few more gems, including a few more nature gems, so we can drop the Foul Vapors trap again if we have to. We've got some more water gems and some nature gems and pearls coming from Tuxa the Androdai, and here's the other great event that makes this a really, really great turn. We found the fucking Citadel of the Lore Masters in Sinextro in 144, which means that now we can recruit sages. Sages are cheap, they are super, super efficient communion slaves and researchers. And this also unlocks Lore Masters, which you don't want many of, but having a few Lore Masters can be useful. The thing about Lore Masters is they have 3 unlinked randoms of every path in the game. So they can get you, if you're lucky, like Sage Masters are very much rolling the dice, okay? If you're lucky, they can get you path combos and cross paths that you just don't have access to. However, you have to be stupid lucky. So, to be honest, I probably will never recruit Lore Masters, but I am going to recruit Sages. We're going to start recruiting Sages out of here, and then we're going to start recruiting Androleths as well, just to kind of defend this fort, and we're going to bump the PD up a little bit. I definitely don't want to lose this at this point. It is super, super good. In terms of what else is happening in the world, we still do have the Eyes of God up. Pangaea has cast Mother Oak. No surprise there. That is totally expected for Pangaea. As I said, Niefelheim, I think this is probably where the Fomorian army is. It's either there or here, and I don't know which, but Niefelheim is raiding some of their territory back. They have a pretty large army here, including a number of Jade Maidens, interestingly. Those are Indie Sacreds, which are not super high quality, but still relatively useful. They're basically worse Oyurpadas. Chenchi is besieging Niefelheim there, however, and I think they're still not long for this world. But they are managing to fight back a little bit, which is great, because they are distracting. They are distracting Fomoria from dealing with my weakened army here, which is barely an army. At this point, it's mainly just mages. I sent a lot of mages, by the way. 26. 3 of them died. My slave priest also died. Poor slave priest. Wait, was that my prophet? No, my prophet's still down here. Ahu Yuhuala, the prophet. Actually, I'll tell you what. Well, recruitment point's 13. These guys take 2 recruitment points. I'll recruit as many of them. I can't recruit them here. That's right. Well, that sucks. And I don't have gateway or anything. I would need astral travel anyway. So yeah, this mine vessel. I could drop Vengeance of the Dead potentially from Rafflecopter onto Fo Moria somewhere, but just churn these puppies out as much as I can. In fact, I'm actually going to cancel that Amber Clan Mage so that I can churn out even more. There you go. I could still cancel another mage in order to get even more of them. I'm going to do that because I need to replenish my forces real quick. There you go. That's an appropriate number of Lobo Guard, I think. And then I'd like to also tell you what, I'm actually going to just really cut down on mage production real quick in order to just pump out the maximum possible number. And I've got a Sage going here, so a cheap mage. I've still got a Mind Lord being recruited. And beyond that, all of my money right now is being plowed into Lobo Guard so that I can get the numbers to really, really take and hold Fo Moria. I think what I just killed was the majority of what he had here. I mean, it kind of has to be. Like, there's no reason to sally with 2 of your slow-to-recruit capital-only super combatant chassis unless you're sallying with everything in an effort to actually destroy me. I think that's what he did. Now, also interesting to note, these units, like my Foul Vapors actually caused a lot of the death here. I think my Foul Vapors was what killed my Slave Mages, and also a whole bunch of my Lobo Guard and stuff. Because these kills only add up to like 130 or 140. So there's about 130 kills unaccounted for that went to Foul Vapors, and that's fine. Like I said, wiping out a ton of my Lobo Guard, who cares? They exist only to die. And we'll be able to get... I've got 14 more units, 24 units there. I've got 20 some odd units there. I'll be able to get about 50 more units pulled up into Fo Moria real quick. And it should be good. What I will also do here, I don't have any money. Yeah, that's fine. Don't have any resources here either, so I couldn't recruit Amber Clan. Okay, so that's the plan. And we'll see how it goes. It looks like Arcoscephale continues to hold off Helheim. Good for them. Helheim is expanding northward into Fomorian territories, or, well, they are bordering Fomorian territories now. Is fighting Caelum, and I would say that Caelum is actually fighting back pretty effectively. Of course, I don't see what the forces are involved, so I don't know exactly what's going on there, but it looks like they're doing pretty well. Rus is doing okay. Could be better. Ulm likewise doing okay, but not amazing. Ulm may be a next target for me, but we'll kind of see how that goes. I don't really want to help Pangaea get even more expansion room, because they're doing pretty well for themselves. And I'm considering at this point Pangaea to be very, very significant opposition in the future. Assuming, of course, that I get to that point. Which I may not. We'll see. Hopefully, if I lose this army attacking Fo Moria, if they bring these forces over and pull more elves than I expect they have out of their butts somewhere and wipe me out, it'll be a problem. I'll have to kind of figure something out there, but I think I just have the time to hold on here. And I'm going to wait one turn before I start teleporting these guys onto them, because I want to build up... Actually, don't summon any Claymen. I want to build up more water gems. So yeah, next turn I'll teleport like 3 or 4. I'll probably teleport 4... Actually, I'll teleport all my Mind Lords. Assuming Ican has brains, actually gets something done. I'll teleport all 5 Mind Lord... I don't have 5. I can't do 5. How many can I do? I'll teleport 3 Mind Lords with Amulets of the Fish up there to spam more water elementals. And hopefully that will get it done. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 34. Okay, turn 34. A messenger has arrived from Fomoria. Yep, didn't think to guard against Foul Vapors. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some. It happens like that. We hit Thaumaturgy level 5, but now we need to research something else. We cast Dark Knowledge, didn't find anything. A Niefelheimish Scrotty hit the Curtain Wall, which is this province down here, and raided through the province defense with a Flesh Eater and a Vine Shield. This is just kind of like real basic Jotun Scrotty thug kit. He's got his native regeneration, he has very little armor, but he does have the Vine Shield. The Berserk will push his natural protection up to 12, which ain't too bad. And with the regeneration and all, he should be fine. At least against light opposition. He does only kill, like, 1 or 2 people per round, but the bite attack is pretty nice. So, yeah, he kills 2 people per round, munches through the Province Defense. We killed a False Prophet in Sinextro, which is great. Just with our Province Defense, I guess. And we are now recruiting Sages, so our research should skyrocket pretty quickly. In terms of what research we want to be doing, higher level Conjuration isn't a bad shout, especially because it would give us streams from Hades, which would let us get very high level Death Mages. They'll get Death 3, give them a Skull Staff to get Death 4. That would be very, very nice. And beyond that, I think that's about all. I mean, eventually we'll want the Queens of Elemental Water, and possibly Guardians of the Deep. But yeah, Conjuration 6, I think, is probably a good place to go, and then pretty much stop. That'll let us get Bishop Fish, streams from Hades, Sea Kings, if for some reason we want Sea Kings. That'll only take a couple of turns. After that, Alteration wouldn't be terrible. It would give us Manifest Vitriol, if we can eventually cast that. It would give us Prison of Sedna. Sea of Ice. Casting Sea of Ice yourself as a water nation can be kind of a weird power move, because it prevents anyone from invading you, even amphibious nations. It does prevent you from reinforcing, but as Relay, you can teleport through the Sea of Ice or gateway through the Sea of Ice pretty easily with Mind Lords. Mind Lords have a lot of leadership, so you can actually take armies through a Sea of Ice by making heavy use of gateway if you have a fort above water. So that's actually something to think about. It's kind of a weird use of this enchantment, but it is a use that can be, well, useful. High-level Alteration will also give us Doom, Will of the Fates, and Time Stop. And then, of course, eventually it'll get us Wish. So we definitely want high-level Alteration at some point. We don't really need Evocation still. However, we want Maelstrom. Maelstrom is absolutely our rightful property. It only costs water level 6 to get it, and we can get water level 6 pretty easy. I'm at 80 water gems. So we do actually want to research Evocation down to Evocation level 8. Murdering Winter is also a spell we can throw pretty easily, so that might be worthwhile doing at some point. And it gets us Mind Hunt and some better astral spells, so we do want some Evocation. Enchantment, we want because it gets us Arcane Nexus, of course. And then Thaumaturgy, if we go further down into Thaumaturgy, it's Enslave Mind, vital. Vengeful Water, pretty neat. Vortex of Returning, Divine Name. Soul Drain, potentially, eventually, although hard. And, of course, Astral Travel and Master Enslave. So Thaumaturgy is probably our first priority. After that, it might even be Evocation. So let's go with Conjuration level 6. And then let's go Thaumaturgy... Let's go Thaumaturgy 7, which will give us Vortex of Returning and Enslave Mind. And then I'm almost tempted to just run all the way down Evocation. Because, I mean, we will want some of these Evocation spells. Some Nature spells are pretty good in Evocation. Falling Frost isn't the worst. We have some Earth, so we can, and Death, so we can do Shadow Blast, we can do Earthquake. Mind Hunt also, so let's go down to Evocation level 5. And then kind of reassess and see where we're at. Thaumaturgy will be our first level 7. After that, we will consider. Agartha has Bone Readers from somewhere, so they've got some lower level Death Mages, which is good for them. They've found quite a number of death sites. So what's their death income here? Because the chamber gives them 1. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a great site. So they've got a death income of 7, 9, 11, 12. Yeah, right now they've got a death income of 12, which is pretty impressive. And that will be expanding as they go. So, Agartha's gem income. We can look at this real quick. Also, what in the hell? Who is the light purple? Is that Caelum? Wow, what did Caelum do? Caelum didn't cast a global. Caelum's gem income just spiked hilariously. How did that happen? Oh, I think they just site searched this province. What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gems there? They must have just site searched something amazing. Because, let me see. Because my total gem income, I can estimate everyone else's gem income very closely at this point. My total gem income is 9, 19, 23, 35, 36, 38. Okay, so if you look at gem income, there I am. That's 38 gems per turn. So that jump was like, 10 or 15 gems per turn, just right there. Agartha is second, near the top, so they probably have about, I want to say about 50 gems per turn. I need to do better. I definitely need to do better. I'm doing fine on gem income, like, don't get me wrong. This is a perfectly fine amount of gems to have at this point of the game. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't show these things. I think it's messing up. By going to another screen real quick. Yeah, it's not showing my gem totals or the turn when I hover over this sometimes. And I don't know why. In any case, it's a perfectly fine number of gems to have at this stage in the game, but I would love more. Of course, I am about to get more, because I'll get 6 gems per turn from taking Rathchimbaith. Actually, hold on. Did they take somebody's, like, capital or throne or something? That's the outer throne of the Imperial Quarry. Have they claimed that? Yes, they've had the outer throne claimed. Well, we'll find out. Anyway. Still several unclaimed thrones, so it'll be interesting to see where those are. I mean, I can actually see them, because I can see all of the magic sites in the world. So what thrones are where? So that's the throne of the sun, right there. Interesting. I would really like that throne. But it's still neutral, so nobody has attacked it yet, which means it still has all of its defenders. And that is the Throne of Bones, which has not been claimed. Throne of Bones is pretty lame, to be honest, but if you claim the Throne of Bones, it spawns a million events of random skeletons and undead attacking provinces all across the map, and if it spawns in your provinces, sometimes they just join you. So the Throne of Bones everyone hates, but it doesn't really give you anything besides that. That's the Throne of Pestilence. Has that been claimed? No. Okay. And the Throne of the Stars has been claimed by Helheim. That is right there. Yeah, the Throne of the Stars and Mount Frost. I would love the Throne of the Stars. I really would. But we'll see what's what. We'll see what happens. In any case, yeah, my gem income is doing fine. My troops are moving into Fo Moria. He's got some Wolf Tribe warriors moving in. I've got the walls down to moderately damaged, so that's somewhere between 25 and 50%. It's going to be towards the low end of that, because my siege strength is only 75. Who's not sieging? Oh, you're hiding. That's fine. Tuxa is going to distribute some gems. Have some gems, old buddy, old pal. Have some gems. Have some gems. Have a gem. Actually, you spread those gems out a little bit more evenly. And Tuxa has a bunch of astral pearls and some more water gems to distribute to people. So, have a couple gems. Have a couple gems. I'm not going to do this in real close detail right now. I can always do better in a little bit. And then we'll just leave him with 4. And he has, what? He has siege strength 1. Yeah, he can siege. And he'll just be scripted 2. He has Earth Astral, so he can get into the Communion, and then he can cast Twist Fate. He can just drop basic astral buffs on the Communion. Iron Will, Personal Luck. Actually, get Personal Luck first, and then Twist Fate, Resist Magic, and Astral Shield. And put him on conservative gem usage. He doesn't really need to be using gems. These guys can stand up there. They can hold an attack. Hold an attack, hold an attack, hold an attack. And these guys can be over there, and they can hold and attack as well. So, Fomoria has nothing or almost nothing left in here. They've got these 30 Wolf Tribe warriors that might come and try to attack me. They've got almost no units here in Valador. Okay. And I don't know where their army that was over here is. That's my concern. My big concern is there was an army over here. I don't know where it's gone. It could be in some other province. And what I'm going to actually do is I'm actually going to start scripting scouts to attack provinces and see if there's something there. What I'm actually going to do here is Yad Tadag. I don't know what the province defense is there is like, but I'm going to send Yad Tadag to attack it with, like, some random shitty chaff units. Because if he can take that province, that will give me a turn's warning before the Fomorian army arrives. And now, I don't even know if the Fomorian army has been destroyed by Niefelheim, to be honest. It could have been. I mean, that could be a raid to cut off retreat, or he could just be reclaiming provinces. The Fomorian army was not entirely stealthy. I just don't see it, so I don't know where they've gone. I don't know what they're doing. They could have separated out their Nemedians and be rushing their Nemedians back to try and fight me. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. Now, if they just send the Nemedians over, I can summon water elementals and stuff on them, and I think I can still win. But I would prefer to, like... I would prefer for it not to be an issue. Now, he had a couple of Fomorian kings, which are not stealthy. So they must be in one of these provinces unless they're dead. And if they died, I didn't see the battle that killed them, so I'm a little bit worried still. In any case, this is going pretty well. This is going pretty well. Yo-Dog over here is enslaving sea trolls, which I'll be doing. It'll cost me 5 astral pearls per turn, unless my pearl income goes up, which it won't from taking the Fomorians. The water gem, 2 air. That'll get me 3 air, 2 death, and 1 water, which will be great. A great little addition to my forces. I am getting pushed back by Fond Memories' dominion. So I need more temples still. Which frustrates me. Because I don't really want to spend a whole lot more resources building temples. Like, why should I want to build more temples? I already have some temples. But I just gotta deal with this whole situation. The ghosts. Yeah. The ghosts are, to be honest, a little bit frustrating in that way. My temple here is at least holding Dominion out of Endless Ocean. The Darks, the population is just dying because of the Fond Memories' Dominion, and there's not much I can do about it, very unfortunately. I'm gonna definitely have to put a temple over here as well. Alas, the things we put up with for Alliance. We'll see what happens over the next few turns. I am teleporting a couple of Mind Lords. I'm teleporting Ican Has Brains, and all your troops are belong to us, both onto Fomoria, carrying a whole bunch more gems of various types. They will ensure that the army has the support that it needs. And we've also got a whole lot of Lobo Guard building up here. A couple of my mages are leading them up towards Fomoria. And there's down here, we've got 3 more mages leading a whole bunch more Lobo Guard over towards Fomoria to ensure that I have the siege strength to break the place down. Because at current, it's going to take me like 6 or 7 more turns to kill it, which gives Fomoria plenty of chances to gather troops and get back here and do something about it, which I would prefer they didn't have. I don't want to give them those chances. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4 turns, I should have all my troopers there, which will increase my siege strength by another like 150 or so, maybe 200. And that should enable me to crack the fort pretty quickly after that. So, thanks for watching. See y'all in turn 35.